The garden rescue team are on a mission.
Look at that!
To create beautiful green spaces in family homes.
What do you think?
I think that's super cool.
And make people's garden dreams come true.
Fab.
Charlie Dimmock,
Pushes the boundaries out.
the much-loved queen of the family garden.
What can go wrong?
The Rich Brothers,
Good luck, boyo.
creators of classy, trend-setting outdoor spaces.
It's such a nice pop of colour, isn't it?
And Arit Anderson,
That's brilliant.
an award-winning designer with a distinctive sense of style.
A lot of these plants are quite easy to maintain.
They're here to answer garden emergencies
There is a lot to be done,
based on the client's needs and budget.
so I think it's definitely challenging.
2 sets of designers create and pitch
Right.
garden plans. Wow. But only one can win.
Oh, Chazza!
And the loser has to help them build it.
Oh, look at that!
This is what happens when 2 different styles collide
What's not to love?
to turn garden dreams into reality.
Oh, Charlie, I love you.
Who's going? That's a bit better, isn't it?
Today, the Rich Brothers take on Charlie to design the family garden of a young couple's dreams.
Here we've got Tom and Rhian from Bournemouth.
OK, they look nice and smiley and young.
Yes, well, they're 25 and 24, and they're actually childhood sweethearts. Very nice romantic story.
That is very sweet.
We met in school, didn't we? And we went to the same secondary school, but Thomas always likes to remind me that I didn't know his name until year 11.
No, so we were
So right at
at
the
school
end.
for 4 years before you knew my name.
Yeah, but saved it until it mattered.
Yeah. Brought this place last year and got married in December.
Yeah.
And
Oh, and yes, I'm pregnant, so we're going to be having a baby in about 5 months.
so it'd be nice to have a nice new garden for its arrival.
Yeah.
And this is their garden.
That looks slightly dated, doesn't it?
It's very dated.
They probably weren't even born when that was built.
So the garden at the moment is lifeless, really. There's nothing going on.
It's just grass, isn't it?
Yeah,
With a concrete path down the middle.
yeah, horrible path.
Yeah, and that's it.
Just needs a bit of love and a bit of colour to it.
I need a little bit of shade, I think, every now and then. Otherwise, I have to go inside.
And there's a little pond here that Tom actually made into a koi carp pond, or a water feature.
Is that a passion?
I want a big koi carp pond in my garden. So it's just always been a bit of a life goal for me. This one's taken a bit of persuasion.
The current pond that we have is one that Thomas built when we first moved in, but I don't think it has really lasted as long as either of us had hoped.
The winter months weren't very kind, and the wall is...
It is very nearly off.
yeah.
But Tom also enjoys a little competition with his granny-in-law on growing tomatoes. He wants an A-grade tomato growing area. Wow.
So the last couple of years, Rhian's grandparents have brought me tomato plants, I think in a bid to encourage some competition with them.
But hopefully we will be able to compete more this year.
What's the budget like?
The budget's £3,000.
Okay.
So it's not huge, but
Everything's possible.
really, I suppose it's a garden that needs to fit a young family to be, that can grow with them, and that can create a nice place where they can all be out as a family, enjoying it and having a little bit of fun.
Sounds fantastic.
Our rival designers get straight to work, crafting a new family garden. Each will come up with a plan that fits Rhian and Thomas's £3,000 budget. The couple then choose their favourite, and whichever designer loses will help the winner build the garden. Labour is supplied for free by Charlie, the Rich Brothers, and their team of landscapers. In Bournemouth, it's time for the pitch.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay, so here is our design. So we know that you wanted a garden that was going to cater for all members of the family. So just quite a nice, easy laid out garden, somewhere that you could wander through, you could choose the spaces that you wanted to use, and each area was designated for a different use. So the areas that we've got a lovely little koi pond here, right at the start. A nice area around it. You're
Tick.
happy?
Yep.
Tick. If you could just make a little tick sound as I go through, that'd be ideal.
The Rich brothers kick things off with a must-have for Thomas, the koi carp pond. But what's Charlie planned for this garden essential?
Right then, Tom, Rhian, here we go. Now I have gone full on koi pond.
Excellent.
Okay. Which is down this end of the garden, basically where you're sat. It is big, 3 metres by 2 metres by 1 metre deep. Okay. So you could convert it into a swimming pool later if you wanted. It's got a built-in seat bench with it, but it does mean later on, when your child starts climbing, you'll be able to put a screen across the top of it or put fencing round it.
Both designers have kept Thomas happy with the koi pond. But have they remembered a spot out of the sun for Rhian?
We've got some planting around the back end.
So it creates some nice shade, so you can sit, unwind, and you're next to the water feature anyway, so it's a lovely tranquil spot.
This top area here is a very small seating area, and we've got a couple of sort of multi-stem cherry trees. It will also be shadier, which might be better for when you're nursing, you want to sit out. And then on this side, we've just got some dwarf fruit trees. So you have the lovely blossom in the spring, but also be a really nice place to sit out underneath if you want to go for a picnic down the bottom of the garden.
With 2 sets of cover, will Charlie's extra shade tip the balance? Can the Rich brothers pull things back with their plans for the more social areas?
So we wanted to give you a nice large dining space, and that's really to encourage that alfresco lifestyle. You guys can be outside as a family.
So this is just a very small patio that will be big enough to put a bench on it for the 2 of you to sit on.
It's a tough one to call. They seem on a level pegging. But what else have our designers got up their sleeves?
At the back of the garden, where you guys are at the moment, we've got some nice raised veg beds. So that's going to be perfect for those prize-winning tomatoes. Come on, we can beat Gran-in-law.
Plants-wise, they've kept them with very stylised flowers, things like agapanthus and bulbs with simple flowers, which are quite elegant and not too fussy. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
See you in a bit.
With the pitches over, Rhian and Thomas face a tough choice. But only one family garden can come out on top.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
It was a really difficult decision, and we did like both of them very much.
However, the design we have chosen is...
Hey, yeah! Wonderful. So what was the thing that swayed it for you?
We really liked the way that the garden was divided up into the separate spaces and the raised beds as well.
Yeah.
It's a great result for the Rich brothers. But they'll need Charlie's help if they're to turn this spare space into the family garden of Rhian and Thomas's dreams. It's the start of the build in Bournemouth. The digger makes light work of stripping off the old turf. Next on the hit list, quite literally, is removing the central concrete path. With the plot well on its way to being cleared, the team mark out where the key features will go. It's a precision job.
2 filly, yeah?
The hole for the pond is dug to a depth of ½ metre. A coarse cement mix will provide solid foundations for the pond walls. And Ben gets to work on a crushed limestone base with a large ash-grey sandstone patio. The construction of the garden is in full swing. Just as well, as the Rich brothers and Charlie have arrived on site.
We've got a lovely young couple today. They've got a baby on the way, so this garden needs to be a space where the whole family can grow up in.
Yeah. New garden, new house, new family, new wow. Great.
Well, we all know that this garden is all going to be about that koi pond for Thomas. I mean, I think he's got one dream and that's it. So, Dave, you're going to be on that.
Oh, what waterproof in that?
The koi pond takes centre stage.
It's massive as well. It's a big old pond.
Yeah.
We got to give him everything he needs to get the prize-winning beefsteak tomato.
If there's anyone who can do that, Chaz, you're the right person. So I'm looking forward to seeing you work your magic. It's looking very open at the moment, so we need to give it a focus.
It's a big garden as
Yeah.
well.
Oh,
isn't
We've got some lovely trees and shrubs and a couple of plants.
Oh, lovely.
Go, budget's tight, budget's tight. Talk about a pond, boys. Look at that. Oh. I'm going to have to get involved. I can't help myself.
That is looking fantastic.
Can't stop looking in.
Oh, but the garden's looking great. I mean, beforehand, it was just a sunny spot, but pretty boring. We had a central path with an expanse of lawn. That's all it was.
And even the raised beds were cracking as well.
So first off, the raised bed here and the water feature, scrap them. They've disappeared. They weren't looking good.
Stop you from walking in and really enjoying the garden.
We've got a little bit of hedge going at the front here, something a lot more soft and natural. Then you enter into the garden, and this is where you see the koi pond straight off. Gorgeous, large feature. But this area isn't going to be all about Thomas. We're also going to have a lovely little seating area here for Rhian, somewhere where she can sit in the shade and enjoy being outdoors.
And then you move into the rest of the garden, and we thought it was really important to have a nice area of open lawn, because that is what family gardens are all about. So it's a nice big lawn here, but also the garden is all about divide. We've got some hedging and some planting continuing, really accentuating the path and the journey through into the next areas.
The Rich brothers' structured garden divides the space into key areas using simple hedging, planting beds and a few small trees. The first major feature, and essential for Thomas, is the koi carp pond.
Permission to come aboard, Captain?
Yeah, do you want us to pipe you aboard?
If possible.
That's what they do for vessels, isn't it? Piped aboard. Isn't this fabulous?
It's a pretty beefy bit of construction, isn't it? Because the blocks are laid on their side, but that's what gives this water feature the strength.
It does, because you need it, because water's heavy.
Oh, very heavy.
A litre of water is a
kilo.
A kilo?
Oh.
And how big did you make this?
2.5 metres long by 1 metre wide.
And 1 metre deep.
Yes.
So that is 2.5 cubic metres.
Yeah.
And there's 1,000 litres per cubic metres. So that's 2.5. 2,500 litres, which is 2,500 kilos. That is a lot of heavy.
Yeah.
This is ideal for koi, and, you know, that is Thomas's passion, isn't it?
I mean, it's going to be so cool, isn't it? So we better get on. Right, Gruff, how can I help you?
Yeah, mate, laying blocks.
Oh, it's looking pretty smart.
We're getting there.
So this is the final course of blocks?
This is the final course, yeah.
Our final course of blocks, then we're finished. So then we have to work on the inside. So we're going to put down some sand on the base, then a fleece liner, then we're putting the box welded liner in. So the box welded means it's actually been pre-made to the exact dimensions. Then after that, we're going to be using the same slabs as in that main area there on the top of here as a coping. So we're going to cut them down to just so they've got a slight overhang wider than the block. And they're going to run along the top of that. It's going to give it a nice surface, and I think it'll match in with the slabs really nicely, so it has that slight unity in the garden. Then once they're on, the guys are going to render up the outside, and we're going to be using a dyed concrete render. So that'll be really sweet. So it means that we won't have to paint it or anything, that the dye will actually be in the mix itself. So that's fantastic.
All Thomas will have to do is install a specialist filtration and pump system to keep the koi carp happy and a safety net to keep out herons and children. At the heart of the Rich Brothers' plan for Rhian and Thomas's family garden is a large flagstone patio. And Harry is designing a table and benches to fill the space.
I want to keep it quite simple. I'm going to make it out of scaffolding boards and just 3x3-inch timbers. The budget's very tight on this, but I really want to give them something special because I think it'll really help to tie this whole garden together. And I'm really going to go for a slightly more traditional look. I'm going to do little X-framed legs and then the scaffolding boards on top. But really, I think, you know, if you can make a table nice and large, it just means when you have people over, you can all sit at one space and just relax and take in the garden. So here is where the table and bench is going to be positioned in the main social area. But we wanted to provide a bit of lawn space opposite that, so it has a lovely connectivity. So when they have the little baby, can be crawling about the lawn, but Mum and Dad can still be sitting on the table and bench, keeping a careful watch. But we also wanted to mirror that at the front of the garden. Now here we've got a little bit more of an informal seating area, but we again wanted to have a lawn because we wanted to have that lovely connectivity. Me and Ben have been working out how we're going to create this table, and this time we've gone for cross legs, which I think has a lovely ornamental value. And the idea is we're going to create a half lap joint, and that's where we're going to notch out half of each post, and then they slot together, flush then. So it's going to look very, very beautiful. It's a nice old traditional way of doing it. So, yeah, nearly one side of the leg's done.
I thought you'd have that filled by now.
Well, full of people, almost full of people, isn't it?
I just sneaked out to get a selection of tomato plants.
Not awesome. How did you get on? Good selection?
Yes, we're going to give Granny-in-law a run for her money.
Yes, that's what we want to know.
And I got one or two other things as well. You shouldn't leave me with a little bit of money, because I can always spend it.
Whoa, how much money have you spent? This is tight budget.
Oh, yeah, whoa. What's happened to the table and chairs? And bench, you've not finished that. Change the subject, you won't know how much I've spent.
Prize vegetable grower Charlie is in charge of the veg beds.
Well, I've got some nice tomato plants. I've got a tumbler. I've got a big one. I've got an orange one rather than a red one. And I've got one that is really, really reliable outside. So even if Thomas doesn't do very well with the more fancy ones, I can rely on this other one I've got. Then I did get some runner beans, because there's a lot of fence there. Thought they could maybe train it up the fence. And I also got some pumpkins. My, what to do first?
I think we'll have plenty. What do you reckon? You think we'll have plenty?
On top of the sand, there's a further protective layer of fleece. The materials for the koi pond set the Rich Brothers back nearly £500. It's a major investment, so it's critical to get it right.
Oh!
Look, guys, I've just been thinking.
Yeah.
The volume of this, I've just worked out, it's going to take about 4 hours to fill if the pressure is good. So get the line
Oh,
in!
blimey.
Blimey!
Start the clock.
I don't work well under pressure.
With no time to lose, David and Gruff complete the fleece layer. And they're ready for the liner.
It's a beautiful
That
thing.
is well built, guys.
At last, the pond is being filled. And Charlie can get started on Thomas's vegetable plot.
So it'd be good to have one right against that.
You're not far off.
You know the boys, they're more precision. I'm more, yeah, that'll do. I have to say, these are an ideal width. Not too wide, but wide enough that you can still reach into the middle without overstretching. Oh, Or
A little bit more level for me, please.
everybody's a comedian around here today. David and Harry Gnome say no.
Which one am I?
I don't know. They both look particularly silly.
The pond's walls are being topped with sandstone flags for now, and a mesh cover could always be fitted later. Whilst Gruff preps the pond for the render, Charlie gets to work on Thomas's winning tomato patch.
When it comes to areas for veg, you can never have really too much soil enrichment, and it is a case of preparation, preparation, preparation. Now, the soil here is fabulous. It's really free draining. By adding this organic matter, it'll hold on to a bit more moisture. And of course, the garden is great for tomatoes because it has been sunny all day, which is exactly what you want for tomatoes. Now, Thomas, every year, is given a tomato plant by Granny-in-law, and Granny-in-law keeps one for herself. So they all have the same variety. And this year, they've gone for a tumbler tomato, which is a bush tomato that is ideal for containers, maybe even hanging baskets. So you get those lots of little tomatoes that tumble over the edge.
Harry's patio furniture is shaping up. The wood set the Rich brothers back £130.
Oh, wow. Look at that, that is a feast. King.
And Gruff's getting to work on the pond's rendering. With much of the hard landscaping complete, it's time to get planting. Harry's turned his efforts to the hedging.
Now, there's lots of different species you can use to create hedges, and a couple of the classics are yew and box, which you can tightly clip. But in this instance, we've chosen privet because it's very cheap, and you can get a much bigger plant for your money. And the other great things about privet is that it's bomb-proof. It really doesn't get disease, and, you know, it'll really tolerate getting balls kicked at it or dogs running through it.
Now, this Amelanchier is playing quite a key part in the garden. Not only is it providing a nice bit of height and seasonal interest, but it's actually providing a key bit of shade for Rhian. With the newborn, she's nursing, it means that she can be outside in the protection of the shade. And it's a really lovely spot. This tree will branch over. We've got the water feature there, so it'll feel very tranquil and very relaxing.
Meanwhile, Charlie's cracking on with the veg beds. Planting companions like chives and marigolds in with the prized tomatoes to help ward off pests. And with the last of the planting, the garden is finished. Time for the Rich brothers and Charlie to sit back and take in the results.
Move over then, let me join.
That's the last
That's
one.
it.
For the budget and the size of the garden, it looks great, and it's going to be an amazing space for a young family.
I think the koi pond doesn't look, it sits nicely in the garden, which I think is quite cool. It's
It's
not
a
nice.
feature up there.
Yeah.
That whole area has a completely different character, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Your table construction's getting bigger, bigger.
You could fit quite a lot in here, couldn't you? Well, I suppose all that we've got to do now is see what they think. Well, I hope they like it.
I'm sure they are going to love it.
When the team arrived, this sparse plot contained little more than a falling down pond and a plain expanse of lawn. It's now had a £3,000 makeover, transforming it into a stunning family garden. There's a striking koi carp pond for Thomas, a dappled seating area for Rhian, and 2 patches of lawn for the soon-to-arrive little one. A large patio with a handcrafted table and benches, perfect for all the family to socialise. And there's 3 planted up veg beds. time to see what Thomas and Rhian make of their new garden.
So, open your eyes.
Wow. Is this our garden?
The pond is so much nicer than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, does that mean it's a good choice?
Yeah, I really like it.
It's fantastic.
Pond, cool. She's converted.
Oh, this is in the first area.
Yeah. So this will be the area where you can just, you know, sit back, relax, have a bit of shade. Eventually, when it grows a bit more, you have a nice bit of dappled shade from it. And we thought it'd be a nice, tranquil spot next to the pond.
Nice little viewing platform here, isn't there?
Yeah.
And this top area, nice and shady. Rhian sat there, watching Thomas work in the veggie patch.
We've got privet hedging around this area, and you can see just throughout the garden as well. So that's the idea of just creating those different rooms. So it's a really simple way of just breaking up a space. It's fantastic.
It's like a proper garden.
Thomas, I know you're itching to have a look in, aren't you?
Absolutely, yes.
It's nice and deep.
I really like the slate around the outside. That's a really nice finish to it.
Yeah.
I can see Thomas already working out how many koi he can fit in. It'll be a lot.
And then also, because it's raised up the ground, it's a lot safer for the little one as well.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Ideal. Right, guys, should we go see the entertainment space, eh? Oh.
And now this is going to be your area where you probably spend a lot of your time. So we've made it nice and big. Got a lovely big table, some benches there.
I love it.
Then the idea with these spaces is each of them have a lawn adjacent to them kind of thing. So it's just the idea of just breaking up a long garden and I guess making it feel a lot bigger.
Big patio space, another big lawn. Definitely lots of rooms in this garden.
Right, should we head on down around the corner to the veggies? I won't lead the way, guys.
Next, Thomas's area.
Charlie's been on this.
Look at that.
Nice, so we've got some tomatoes in here, which is quite nice, a couple of different varieties. 3 beds, so it's nice for crop rotation.
It's one each, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Well,
exactly.
we had said we wanted them to have one so that they can have their own little area to start learning to garden.
Nice. And then on the far side, then we've got some wild meadow turf. So the idea is to let that grow up nice and naturally.
Exactly, and of course, the gnomes.
Yeah.
They look a little bit splattered by the gravel there.
He's busy at work.
Yeah, they have been helping us, yeah, exactly. That's the reason.
Do you know what they're called now?
Oh, Harry and David. Yes. Charlie's already made that joke today. She said I was the small one on your shoulders.
Little did they know that was us 10 years ago. So
I was the one on
used
your
to ride. I was used to ride you, didn't I? Right. Come on then, right, enjoy your garden. Off we go to the tomato show.
And Thomas and Rhian are left alone to admire their new family space.
We wanted a garden that we could enjoy more as a family when that is here, and I think it's perfect.
Absolutely, yeah. We've got the different areas, and we've got the play areas, we've got the entertainment areas. We've got my area of fun here.
You've got your
the koi pond. So it's ticked all of our boxes.
It's got everything.
Yeah, perfect, isn't it?
It is lovely. Really happy.